I saw you driving by today. You didn't look my way, and I think that's okay, 'cause I rolled out of bed in my t-shirt, the one I slept in. Looks like I rolled in dirt. Honey, it's Friday, can't wait till Sunday, when you pick me up in your pickup truck and you bring a
Hey guys, today we're gonna do a bridal look. I have the lovely Ashley here with me to be a model. We're excited, so I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right in. I'm gonna go ahead and pin her bangs back. So this basically, the look that we're doing today is my most requested look, definitely more than anything else. So I'm putting myself out of a job right now showing you guys. But this is kind of our classic bridal look. Now, just because I say bridal doesn't mean that you can only do this for bridal. This is a great going out look. It's just a good general smoky eye. I'm gonna get started right now with our MAC paint pot and Painterly. And basically what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna give her a classic smoky eye, and we're gonna use chocolates and browns because that tends to look better on a picture. Sometimes when you use too much blacks or charcoals and grays, they kind of tend to translate a little bluish. So I definitely recommend for a wedding or special event, if you want more of a smoky eye, to do more of like the espressos. And we're lucky too because Ashley has light eyes, so it'll definitely pop with these colors. So I just put the base on all over her eyelid, all the way up to her brow. I'm gonna use a fleshy tone. Any fleshy tone will do. And just apply this all over on top to kind of set what we did with the eye base. Now I'm gonna highlight. So I'm gonna take this one. This is Nude Luminescence by Dior. It just has a little bit of a shimmer. It's not really sparkly. You don't want anything too sparkly because you don't want to look like, you know, an 80s rock star, but if you just use a little bit of something shimmery in the eye socket, that's going to really help the eye pop. And Ashley too, she has smaller eyes that are a little deeper set, so we definitely want to make sure that we bring them forward. And anything, basic rule of thumb, anything that you lighten on your face is going to make it move forward visually, and anything you darken will make it recede. So we definitely want to use lighter and the dark spots in her eyes. So now I'm going to switch palettes. I'm going to use Urban Decay's Naked palette. I've really been enjoying this. This is one of those things too that I feel like there was so much hype over this palette and I kind of resisted buying it for a while, you know, but I have to say it really does live up to the hype. I'm going to use Smog. And I'm using that same brush I was using. This is a MAC brush. And I'm just going to dab it lightly. Be light-handed with this color because it's very pigmented. All over her eyelid. Now, I'm not going to bring it in completely into the inside, but I'm just going to kind of blend it in, but the bulk of the pigment's going to be right about here. So now we've blended that color on both of the eyes. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of contouring now. So grab a contour brush. I like this one from Studio Tools. It was like, I think $1.99 at Target, but it works really great at blending and depositing color. I'm going to use a little bit of Buck from this palette. It's kind of like a mid-toned brown. It's not super dark, but it's not really light either. And I'm just going to kind of go up in her crease a little bit. Ashley already has really well-defined crease, so I don't need to really do a whole lot there. It's mostly just blending. If you don't have a fantastic crease like Ashley, you definitely are going to want to work a little more of this color up in here, just to kind of create a little bit of depth. This is a Dior smudger brush. It's not like a typical liner brush because it has more of like a rounded edge on it. It's not straight across flat. And this is going to be really great for whenever you're creating a smoky eye. I'm going to use this really deep matte espresso right here. I'm just going to load my brush up. And basically, I think I've mentioned this before, but you want to think of your eye in terms of thirds. You wouldn't want to apply a deep color, like let's say if you're trying to do the outer edge, to go halfway, because it's going to cut the eye in half visually. You want to focus on the outer third of the eye. So I start by depositing the color right here in the corner, kind of in the shape of a little triangle. Right here it goes kind of like that. It kind of looks like a triangle. And then just blend it in without getting any extra on your brush. I'm just blending it inwards. Again, focusing that dark color on the outer third of the eye. So basically at this point, you're just going to continue to build more of the deeper color on top on both sides until you reach the desired intensity. So now we have that on pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and take a little time to blend. I'm going to use that same blender brush that we did before. And I'm just going to kind of move it inward in the crease and move it in on the lid, just to make it smooth. You don't want there to be like a defined line. You want it to be softened. So at this point you could stop with the amount of smoke if you're comfortable with it. But for Ashley, because I know she can handle the more dramatic looks, right, Ash?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We're going to bring the black in just a little bit further, or excuse me, the dark brown in a little bit further. And I'm going to also add on top of the espresso a little bit of black, just to layer it, to give just adds more dimension to it. I'm going to use this one right here. This guy is from NARS. It's in their eye duos. It's their Pandora duo. It's black and white. So this is the black shade from that. Tap a little bit. A little goes a long way. So, and you might wonder, like, why didn't you just start with the black if you're going on the black? I think that the black on top of the brown tends to soften it a little bit. And also the brown it's almost training wheels for what's coming next, because it kind of creates an outline in a more forgiving color that's easily blended, whereas black can sometimes be a little trickier to blend. Perfect. So now that I've added the black, you just want to continue to blend that just like we did with the brown. It's the same exact step, same exact process, only we just did a second layer of color basically. So, and at this point, since we've blended all of this darker color, you might have kind of smudged away a little bit of what was going on right here on the actual lid. So I'm going to go back and add some color to it. I'm going to use Era from MAC. It's just kind of like a taupey brown. And I'm just going to use my finger. I'm going to press it right here on top of the center of her eye. I'm sure you can even see that just kind of brightened that whole eye right there. Same thing, other eye. Perfect. It's really all about layering all the colors that you want until you get the exact effect that you're looking for. So for me, I want a little bit of this this shimmery, like pinky champagne kind of color. I'm just gonna layer that right on top of the Era that we already did, and I'm gonna bring that all the way to the inner socket of her eye. This is just gonna give an extra layer of shimmer and sheen. It's gonna really help her eye stand out in those photos. So now for the most part, we have her eyes done on the top. We just need to pull a little color on the bottom. And I'm just gonna drag a little bit of, this guy right here is from Dior. It's one of their duos. I can't remember the exact name, but this one is a brown, but it has more of a blue undertone to it. So it's gonna really make her eyes scream in a good way. This is gonna get messy. That's okay, we're gonna clean it up afterwards. I'm gonna take my MAC brush. I'm gonna go back to the same Dior color, and I'm just gonna kind of layer it over that black that we just did, because I think that looks really nice on Ashley. So now what I'm going to do too is first I'm going to start basically tracing the liner that we're going to do on her eye with eyeshadow. So back to the espresso, still with the smudger brush. I'm just going to line the top of her eye. Go ahead and close. Starting from the outer edge and going to the inside. Liner can sometimes be intimidating. You're not sure. Is it too thick? Is it too thin? Is my line straight? If you kind of sketch out a line first with eyeshadow, it's gonna really kind of create a, what would you call that? A path, a way for you to follow. So when you actually go in with the liner, you'll know exactly where to put it. So now for liner, I am using ELF's cream liner, their black one. If this was actually, this is not actually Ashley's wedding day, maybe you've put two and two together, but if it was, I would probably go for something a little more waterproof, but I think for today that this is going to be just fine. So for the liner, go ahead, and obviously if you're doing this on yourself, you won't have to study your hand, but I have to study my hand. Go for it. Don't overthink it. Just draw the line. But if you're super nervous, you can always just kind of start on the outer edge and lay the brush right on top of the lash and then just kind of wiggle and then drag, and then wiggle, drag. And if you lay it right on top of the lash is going to provide a guide for you so that you don't have to worry about getting it straight. You're almost coloring into the lash. I like to extend the liner out past the eye, just a really small amount, because you don't want to do it too far or else it'll drag the eye down. But if you pull it out and up a little bit, it's going to give the illusion that her eyes are a little bit bigger than they really are. So it's going to make them look wide open. And what this is going to do, it's going to give the illusion that the whites of her eyes are larger, so it'll make them look more open and awake. This is their kohl pencil in white. Kohls are really great for waterline because they are not super waxy, they'll stay put. Go ahead and look up. Wonderful. That just made your eyes open up. I love it. So obviously we have a little bit of fallout going on, so I'm just going to get a wet wipe and I'm going to clean this up a little bit. That way she'll be fresh and good to go. So I am using on Ashley's face, I'm going to be using Dior's Forever Foundation. Ashley has more of an oilier skin type, right? Would you say that, Ash, that you're more oily? And since we don't want her to be shiny in pictures, we're going to use a long-wearing formula. There are a lot of different brands that make a lot of great things. I love Dior's Forever. I think that the Dior Forever is... I just feel like it covers really well. It looks natural and it really absorbs shine. So once I get a nice even cover on the entire face, then that's when I go back and kind of touch up any spots that I feel need extra coverage. I do like to tap a little bit of foundation underneath the eyes. I think it kind of creates a secure base for the concealer. So. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and layer concealer. And I am using Sephora's corrector palette. You can use this on the face too, but I'm just going to take a little bit and warm it up right on the back of my hand. And I'm just going to tap it right on top. This is Dior. It's their loose, their translucent powder in medium. I'm just going to take a little bit of it into the lid. Dust off my brush, and then just in a circular motion I'm going to apply it to her face. So I'm going to use this really hot pink right here. It's fun. And I'm just going to dust it on the apples right over what we just did, and we're going to blend it out. Start from the bottom, get that basic shape, and then go ahead and get that front shape too. Choose any color you like. Some people like to go a little darker on their lips. I really like match the cheek, soft pink lip. Again, a matching, totally coordinating color of lipstick. Soft pink. Perfect. So now what we do is a little mascara. And I'm going to use today L'Oreal Voluminous Hydrofuge Mascara. I've mentioned this in a few other videos, but it's basically the L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara, but it is waterproof. Perfect. She is a blushing bride. Let's go ahead and pull your bangs back down. Very good. You look gorgeous. Nice chocolatey smoky eye. I love it. You look pretty. Well, guys, I hope that you learned something, and I hope you can go home and try this yourself. So go ahead and do that and let me know how it turns out. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Please don't let me down. You won't